Welcome to all. From this presentation onwards, we will study a new subject, that is data structure. So there is end this is presentation. I will introduce what data structure is and some real life examples of the data structures. So let's get started. Before understanding what data structure is, let's first try to understand what is the data. This is a prerequisite. Okay, what is data? Dictionary definition of the data. So there is let's see what is the dictionary definition of data. The quantities, characters or symbols on which operations are performed by a computer, which may be sorted and transmitted in the form of electrical signals and recorded on magnetic, optical and mechanical recording media. This is what is data. You can think of our data as quantities, characters or on which we can perform operations. So we can sorted them, we can transmitted them, obviously in the form of the electrical signals in our computer, right? So this is the what is data. Okay, now let's see one example here. Here is this case, I am performing operations on the two data, right? We can think of this two as data because we are preparing operations on them. These are just quantities, right? We can store them, transmit them, so they are satisfying the properties of data. So I can say that these are my data. Now let's try to understand when data becomes information. Okay, there is a distinction between data and information, and it is one such a topic which is very confusing. We often interchange these two terms, right? But there is a distinction between data and information. Let's try to understand. When I say just collection of characters like this, or collection symbols like this, then this is just a data because it is just a collection of the characters. I won't be able to understand it properly, right? Could be able to tell me what exactly I have written over here? No, right? But when I process this data and let's say I receive this whole string, means the last character becomes the first character, second last character becomes the second character, as so on. Then it becomes an information because I can read and I can understand what is written. So there is here I have written my name is Jaspreet, so it is quite understandable. So I can say that now here data becomes information because I can extract some meaning from it. So if the data is arranged in a systematic way, then it gets a structure and become meaningful. Okay, here I have arranged the data in a such a way that is because meaningful for me. Therefore I can say that that is meaningful processed data is called information. Okay, so there is now it's not difficult for us to understand that the data needs to be managed in such a way so that it can produce some meaningful information. We need to arrange our data, manage our data in such a way so that we can produce some meaningful information. To provide an appropriate way to structure the data, we need to know about it. Structure the data, we need to know about it. Data structure, that is useful to understand data structure. So there is data structure gives us a way to manage the data in appropriate way so that we can get some meaningful information from it. And not only that, we can use it whenever required an efficient way. This is the reason why companies are preferring this or other subject, because this is very important subject, right? So what is a data structure? Now let's understand what is data structure. So a data structure is the systematic way to organize the data so that it can be used efficiently. To organize the data, it can be used efficiently. Okay, so organize the data in such a way so that we can use it efficiently is what is data structure is all about. It data structure, we are arranging the data structure, we are organizing the data, we are meaning the data in a such a way so that we can use it efficiently. When I say efficiently, I mean terms of time as well as space. So let's see one of the example of classical data structure arrays. So there is example, there is array, we have used it many number of times. We can think of it as a sequence of collection. Okay, so some symbols, character, integers are there, float, something like that, right? So you can think of array as a data structure because it is helping us to meaning the data in appropriate way. So actually in a sequential manner. Now here is an example why this data structure is so useful. So instead of creation multiple variables of some types, why not create an array to store all the values? Okay, so let's say I need 100 integers. Why do I require to create 100 variables? For 100 integers, when I can create a single array and store all the integers to them. So isn't that so okay, you can think one example like storing the strings is equivalent to storing a sequence of characters. This requires an array. Let's say a string consists of hundreds of data. Now you are going to create 100 variables for that. Now you can create one array which can store that and would be able to access very easily. So storing strings is a equivalent of storing a sequence of characters. This requires array because it helping us manipulate data in appropriate way. That is why it is a very useful data structure for us. Now let's discuss